Well, I wasn't gonna play him like this. It wouldn't sound really.
You
Guys, we gotta get Optimus, man. We gotta kill him. Humanity is going down.
Now, I'm sure you see a bunch of different scripts and things coming across your desk. What does a film or a project need to have for you to want to get involved? What does it need to have on the page for you to come aboard?
Well, it just has to be almost the polar opposite of what I just had done. Not really like the polar opposite, but it has to be, I don't like ever, and most actors will tell you this, to repeat yourself, because that's the fun about being an actor. Even on a long-running TV show, if you're lucky enough to work on one where the writing for your character is transformative, like your character has, could be 8 seasons, but your character begins as one character and ends up morally or anything else, like just different from how that person started, is so much fun. But with movie to movie, you just don't want to repeat your last performance or last character or have any trace of them, really. It's just to like wash yourself clean and do something else. And this is the first time I've ever played a villainous robot from a distant galaxy, so that it was pretty much a no-brainer. And talking to Steven, our amazing director, it was so fun and just informative, and it just feels right. You know when it feels right, and most oftentimes that's when you talk to the director.
Mm-hmm. Oh, interesting. Oh, really? So
yeah, because you have to be in the right hands. And a lot of these times, you don't really get full scripts because it's just not the nature of some of these bigger movies. So you have to perhaps trust the director even more so to inform you of the story and how he sees it and all of that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And obviously, as someone that provided a voice for this movie, what impressed you the most when seeing the final product? Because I'm sure when you were voicing it, you couldn't have imagined, all the crazy effects and the CGI and the this and the explosions and,
Yeah, because when you're in the booth, you have sort of like pre-visual stuff, and it's unformed, and so it's great to see it in its final iteration. And it's funny because the stuff that I've done in the past, voiceover, it's like the only stuff I could actually watch, because I don't really enjoy watching myself. I have to watch through my fingers. I turn away because I'm just embarrassed for myself, because usually by the time the thing comes out, it's been like a year, and you're having to look at yourself a year ago, and you would have already made choices so differently a year later than you did at that moment in time. You can't beat yourself up about it, but a lot of actors will tell you the same thing. It's just it's kind of difficult to see yourself, but with voice, it's a whole different thing. It's a lot of fun because you're deep inside this other character.
Oh, very much so. And I mean, for this character in particular, it was the first time it had made an appearance in the setting. How did you go about, I guess, finding where that voice was? You know what I mean?
Well, I wasn't gonna play him like this. It wouldn't sound really. Guys, we gotta get Optimus, man. We gotta kill him. Humanity is going down.
No, yeah, I mean, it's a go-to. One of the reasons they asked me to do the gig is I can get pretty low, ominous, threatening, gravelly. Yeah, you just.
As I say, the low worked. It really shook the place. I mean it. I was sitting in one of those chairs that lay back in the cinema, and you were literally thumping the place, bro.
Oh, great. Well, that's also, to be fair, that's like a lot of the sound recordists and the special effects guys. You're nothing without that team. Because just like visually, they get their volume distortion knobs in there too, which makes you sound so much cooler.
And they get very fancy with it, for sure.
Yeah, no, but I mean, the great villains are also, you just have to relax into it and have fun with it and be really confident with it.
Oh. And obviously this franchise has such a rich mythology going back so many years with comic books and TV shows and X amount of movies. Did you have to familiarize yourself, I guess, with the universe and your characters, I guess, backstory before recording, or was it easy for you to jump in?
Again, yeah, Steven gave me, the director gave me a lot of the rundown of what, of what's happening with this film and the character stuff. And, I mean, I was a teenager in the 80s. I remember those Transformer cartoons so well, and Optimus Prime's voice being such a, it was almost like Darth Vader's, James Earl Jones's voice. Everybody just knew that voice. And the toys, of course. I was a little too old to have the toys, but now my son has the toys, and it's just fun and very difficult to transform these cars into robots. I curse all the time trying to do it, and he's really good at it, and it's not a competition. But holy smokes, sometimes those toys are but they all work, and it's incredible. It's a crazy fun universe that is helping to bring the summer blockbusters back, which is important to me to get people into the cinemas as a group, because it's like watching horror movies or comedies. It's great to laugh and be afraid all together as a group, as opposed to being alone, which a lot of people watch movies now by themselves on their laptop, or in many different installments over the course of a week. They'll watch a movie because they keep pausing in. I know I'm older, and I just remember just going to these movies as a kid in the summertime, not the Transformers yet, but the great Spielberg movies, and just losing yourself for 2 hours on a hot summer day in the air conditioning. And I think we really just need to bring that culture back, as difficult as it is since COVID, and with all the available stuff that you can watch in the comfort of your own home. But I think there's nothing better, like the theater, there's nothing better than experiencing something as a group.
I agree, man. Let's bring it back, and thank you for being a part of it.
And the sound system's a lot better in these theaters than you have at home.
Oh,
no
man,
matter how
gorgeous.
proud of your
It
sound
really
system
is.
at home you are, go to an IMAX and you got beat.